guys tonight. Was that a focus? I mean, was that a game plan focus or anything like that to finish strong?
Oh, yeah, I feel like that's a focus every night, you know. It's not about how you start, it's really how you finish the end of the game. And I feel like we had so much energy today that the students and the fans were just giving us a lot of momentum. So we kind of wanted to win this game just for them.
Sarah, both teams really kind of had a turnover fest for that first quarter. How were you able to kind of get through that and play a better game second half?
I mean, basketball is a game of runs, and we know that they were going to pressure us, and, they didn't quite capitalize off of some of the turnovers, and I think we capitalized more off of theirs, and, we just pushed through. We knew that we were going to turn the ball over, but, we kept working. It's a part of basketball.
Melissa, did you feel fresh at the end of the game, or did you feel like, man, we were just doing this?
I kind of felt fresh, you know. I feel like coming off of a loss, you always play with a little bit more energy just because you don't want to feel that feeling again. So just coming into this game, I knew what we had to do.
Anything else for the girls? Sarah, they had cut it to 3. And then you had a 3-point play there at the end of the third quarter. Y'all stretched it back to double digits. How important was that just to kind of maybe gain some confidence going into the fourth quarter?
We always looking to close out the quarter with a bucket. And, I think right then and there we needed that momentum going into that quarter. Like you said, we had a few turnovers right before that, I think. So I think we needed that momentum going into the end of that quarter.
Jerry, you good? All right, thanks, girls.
I may ask another question.
You ready? You ready to answer if they ask you something?
Watch yourself on the steps.
Chicken. That's safe. That's safe for anything. Man, they're good at getting that. Look at the mats up already. See on the. They're ready for acro.
All right, questions for Coach?
Nikki, how easy or hard was it to flush the game for the other night, come out with energy tonight?
I think the good part was there's not a lot you have to say to our players in terms of this rivalry, in terms of getting them up for the rivalry. What I was proud of them was we didn't practice. I mean, we had to get them. They played a lot of minutes on Wednesday night. We took the approach of, we treated them almost like, quite frankly, like pros. We came in, we rolled them out, stretched them, did a film session, walked through. They didn't even have to get taped or put their basketball shoes on, but we did a short walk through. And then did cold and contrast tubs because we knew recovery was the priority. So it was more being locked into understanding their scouting report. Certainly we turned it over too much. The advantage tonight was a lot of our turnovers were dead ball turnovers, which allow you to set your D. You get in big trouble when you have live ball turnovers. But we had a lot of balls, travels, throwing it out of bounds, not inbounding it clean against the press. But I think you saw us at times, like the crowd was incredible tonight. Because there were times we were tired. There was no question we were tired. What they do with their press over 40 minutes is wear you down. It's not, doesn't always turn you over, but it makes you tired. It makes you every time the ball goes through the net, every dead ball, you've got to go 94 feet, and nothing's easy. So, credit to our players for managing that part of it.
Nikki, other than a couple of inbounds, you did seem to handle the press pretty well. How satisfied are you with how y'all did that?
Yeah, I mean, we actually handled it very well when we got into our press breaker. We hurt ourselves when we just, someone just grabs it out. When we took the ball out with our point guard and used our fives to get open against their fives and then threw it back to our point guard, we were fine. When we dialed up, a play late, we executed that and got an easy layup, which always feels good because, they're coming with the pressure and you put your team in perfect position to fly on that. So, from that perspective, I was proud of them, but we can't take possessions off. I think we had 2 turnovers against the press when we simply didn't get in the press breaker we were supposed to be in. And so we just have to be dialed in on that.
You mentioned the easy layup. Was that a design play where Caitlin
Yes.
was there, or is that reading the defense?
No, that was a design play. That was knowing they were going to come up, trying to bring everybody up and fly someone long. And, I just felt like Sarah had the most aggressive defender because Rory was guarding her, and she's so quick. And, you know, I mean, I knew she'd be dialed up trying to get a steal, so we flew her. You know, and we didn't even perfectly execute it, but it was just so open it didn't matter. And Caitlin is our best passer, like especially in terms of like a baseball pass or a long pass, but it didn't take much precision in that situation. But you know, it's just one of those plays where they're all dialed in. You execute that, you get an easy one, and their shoulders drop because they're trying to create a turnover, trying to get something. So good job by our guys for that.
Coach, we saw Texas miss quite a few free throws right in front of that student section, second largest in program history. Did they make a difference in the game?
Oh my gosh, without question. I don't know. Hopefully they came for our team and not the bucket hats, but for whatever it is, I'll find a slush fund for some more bucket hats or something comparable to get them back because they got into it. You know, they got into the free throws and really even anytime I raise my arms, the noise just went to a different level. So super grateful for them coming out. But quite frankly, I'm grateful for everyone that came out tonight. You know, I don't know what the parking lot looked like when they got here tonight, but I know when I got here at 10 o'clock this morning, it was still pretty icy. So I'm grateful for all of them for coming out in these conditions.
Coach, Melissa picked up her third foul halfway through the third quarter. You already had Quinn in foul trouble. Caitlin eventually got in foul trouble, but how did Melissa, you know, what did you tell her? Did she just naturally know what to do to not get her fourth?
Yeah, I think honestly, the only part where she, you saw it really affect us, her foul trouble, was I thought Aaliyah Moore got a few offensive rebounds under there because she was trying so hard not to foul that then she didn't box out either. And she was missing her shot, but then they were getting it back. But I thought other than that, she played really smart. You know, we did an unbelievable job. I mean, you know, if people don't watch Texas a lot, I don't know how many charges they average per game. I don't have it statted, but I would guess on average 5 charges. So we spent a lot of time talking about how we've got to play off 2. You know, like if help's coming, we got to play off 2. And by that I mean we got to jump stop and not run people over. And we just never ran through them. You know, we never pushed off. We never, you know, I mean, we did, you know, we got an illegal screen here or there where, you know, there was some embellishment. But I think that, you know, that is key because charges get them going. And we took more charges than they did on their ball handlers attacking the basket. So, I mean, you know, for us, Jordan Lewis, Caitlin Bickle, they're going to take charges. But, you know, Liz did a nice job of stepping up and taking a charge early. So, you know, I told Queen after the game, I mean, Queen was great. I mean, she was plus 16 in almost 14 minutes. So her plus minus was awesome. She just was in foul trouble. Ebo was in foul trouble all night. So, you know, Queen should be fresh for Sunday. That's what I told her. I said, you played great. You just didn't play a lot. You know, so you're going to be fresh on Sunday.
Coach, I mentioned Sarah about that run there at the end of the third quarter where they had cut it to 3. How important was that, or what? You know, how key was that? I guess in kind of pulling this one out to go back to a double-digit lead.
Yeah, we just stayed poised. You know, even when we didn't, you know, they make your offense look a little ugly at times, you know. And, you know, we did a decent job of running a little clock when we needed to and not, you know, because sometimes what they do is they speed you up, and then that's when you charge because you're sped up and you don't. We did a good job early in the game of reading the backside and throwing it opposite when they were on the midline. And then Jamie hit some threes, so they didn't want to get on the midline. And so that gave us some layup opportunities. You know, and I think anytime we execute simple actions, we executed just a back cut to Liz where she made 2 foul shots. We executed, you know, the press break action. When you give yourself easy baskets, we executed really well, except Sarah missed the finish on the layup when we executed kind of a step-up action. But we kept moving. You know, we got to some easy baskets and just kept it comfortable, you know, kind of that whole fourth quarter. So I think it was just really important that we stayed away from turnovers.
You'd already talked about it a little bit, but how difficult is this just to turn right around and have to play them again? I don't know how much you do tomorrow.
I mean, we watch key clips from this game. We evaluate what did they hurt us in. Should we have switched this action? I mean, they got into some ball screens that were elbow and lower, and we were going under them a lot. So we're going to have to mix up a little bit our ball screen coverages. So it's just like evaluating what we did against them as a staff and preparing our players on those things, and then quite frankly, just making sure they understand that it's a new game and a clean slate. Like there's it's just going to motivate Texas more, on Sunday. So we've got to be that much better because they're going to have a great crowd and it's going to be on the road. And, it'll only be their second game in 8 days and it'll be our third game in 6. So, I mean, and obviously, with Queen's foul trouble and even Jordan's a little bit of her foul trouble, we obviously played, a lot of minutes, and they had players play fewer minutes, outside of Joanne Taylor and Rory Harmon. So, yeah, we're gonna be in those cold tubs tomorrow. They don't love me for that, but it's part of it. But this is playoff basketball. I mean, it's play a game. See what you did well, see what you got to improve on, see where you can maybe take advantage of them when you didn't, and do it all over again on Sunday. And so it just feels like a 2-game series. So I know this isn't normal for them, but this is normal to me, or at least it has been for 5 years. So.
Coach, you mentioned earlier your players understand the rivalry. You don't need to get them picked up. What did you think of your first experience in the rivalry?
You know what? I just wanted to bounce back from Wednesday's game. I wanted to play well in front of these fans. I mean, that's what's important to me. It was important to see our team bounce back, to really compete with and for one another. I'm so grateful that like Dr. Livingstone and her husband Brad are such big supporters and were there, and that the students were here. I know it's Mac was here tonight, and so just. It's a big game. This rivalry matters. It matters whether you're first or last in the league. But really for us, it was about bouncing back. It was about, another opportunity for a good net win. It's another opportunity to stay in the race for a Big 12 championship. It's another chance to go 1-0. And it's just another chance to continue to establish our culture, where we're going to bounce back, where we're going to stay together, that, if we've got someone in foul trouble, someone's going to step up. And, I think, obviously Liz was so efficient tonight, didn't get a ton of shots, but, was efficient in the ones she did. But super proud of Sarah. I mean, if you watch Sarah a year ago in this series, I don't know if she wasn't ready or she just wasn't, didn't have opportunity, but got very little run against Texas. And so this was really to handle the ball as well as she did, to make plays that she made, to make some of the passes she made. She's growing up. She's growing up.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You don't have a question for Hendricks? What do you think of the game, Hendricks? Say it in the mic. What'd you think?
Crazy.
It was crazy. Good crazy, though? Yeah, good crazy. All right. You ready to go home? All right, let's do it. Is that your first press conference? You want to say something in the mic? Come on. All right, Beckham, what you got? Tell me about the game.
Crazy.
No, that's what your brother said. You got to say something different.
Crazy.
What did you think of your chocolate?
Crazy.